Hi guys, thanks for joining me for our first webinar of 2025. The topic today is aligning your sales and marketing teams for consistent lead generation in 2025. A few people have sort of asked me, why this topic? Why have I selected this? Well, we speak to a lot of businesses where they struggle to get their sales and marketing teams to collaborate or potentially coexist. We know the secret sauce for success when it comes to sales is to have a successful marketing team as well as sales team. So what I'm hoping over the next 20 to 25 minutes, I'll be able to provide some tips and some guidance on how to effectively align your sales and marketing teams. If you have any questions, save them for later, drop me an email. I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. So, essentially, what we're going to be looking into going over today are a few key factors. Okay. We're going to be looking at the fundamentals of a successful sales and marketing team. So, what fundamentally makes a successful sales and marketing team? We're going to follow that up with, how to ensure your teams are working productively and efficiently. So your sales and marketing teams, are they productive? Are they efficient? A lot of time is wasted when it comes to sales and marketing teams. As business leaders, we have to be at the forefront of making sure they are efficient and productive. We're going to have a clear understanding of ICP, that's your ideal client persona. Okay. A lot of businesses don't have this documented, which can cause misalignment between marketing and sales. Salespeople want to sell to a certain type of profile. Marketing are targeting a different type. Clear problems straight away. We're going to look at how to create a targeted outreach strategy that generates leads that convert. So, how do we create a strategy to go to market to generate leads that genuinely return revenue? We're going to look at creating Bant qualified leads, so qualification and how do we successfully qualify leads. And finally, how to align your business to consistently succeed on a sales front. So, quite a lot to get through in the next sort of 15 to 20 minutes, but I'm going to try and go at a pace to keep this short and sweet for everyone involved. Okay. So, look, a lot of sales and marketing teams will come across statements like this on the screen. So, the leads aren't qualified. I don't know what marketing are doing. I'm not closing due to lead quality. I'm generating opportunities, but our sales teams can't convert, so on and so forth. We've all heard them. Can they be excuses? Are they legit? Who knows? Essentially, these are red flags when it comes to successful sales and marketing teams. What these comments mean that your sales and marketing teams are not coexisting together, or these are potential excuses from people within your team. The one I hate the most is I didn't hit my target because I'm not getting enough leads. What the salesperson is telling you in this reference is that they are simply an order taker. They do not have the ability to generate a sale unless it's teed up for them. So it's no different to you phoning up on the weekend, ordering your takeaway. That's what these salespeople want. But in B2B sales, we have to build urgency, we have to find out the need, and we have to close the sale. So if you're coming across statements like this across your environment or people you may know within the business, we need to align our sales and marketing teams. So first off, what are the fundamentals of a successful sales and marketing team? So there are five key fundamentals that we require when it comes to a successful sales and marketing team. And I'm going to start with clear communication and alignment. So I've referred to that already. Essentially, what I'm saying is our sales and marketing functions should work closely together, sharing knowledge, sharing insight, sharing strategies, and goals to consistently generate opportunities that convert. A lot of businesses I talk to, their marketing meetings will be standalone to their sales meetings. Sales managers won't necessarily talk to marketing managers, marketing directors, sales directors. We need to be working together. So, a clear and easy way of making this happen is to ensure your sales and marketing team are meeting at least monthly to discuss leads generated, potential opportunities coming up, and the results of those leads that have been generated. This is the only way we can have clear communication between our teams. The second one is client-centric approach. Okay. So we need to really understand on who our target audience is, their needs, their pain points, and behaviors. We need to be creating tailored solutions and marketing content that resonates with our target market. Our marketing team and our sales team have to be talking to the same type of clients. So we have personalized messaging, we can target their pain points and really generate that need that our product or service is going to solve for them. Okay, so we need to remain client centric. Number three is data driven strategy. So a lot of teams I speak to or listens to, they're not feeding back data. They're not understanding that analytics and metrics are the fundamentals of a successful sales engine. We need to understand what the market is saying to us. So, as a marketing team, as a sales team, providing these metrics to each other to help understand, right, where are the holes, what's been successful, what hasn't been successful, will really help optimize strategies. Fundamentally, data informs decisions and helps improve ROI. So we need to be data driven. Number four, effective lead generation and nurturing. So we need to build processes to attract quality leads. And we're going to come on to that a little bit later in the webinar. But fundamentally, we need to have a process that generates qualified quality leads that can guide them through the sales funnel, and we can finally close the opportunity. And we may utilize content along the way to educate our audience. And finally, continuous training. Both marketing and sales require continuous training. So we need to work closely with our teams to ensure they're provided regularly, fortnightly, monthly, weekly, whatever that may be, with the training they require to generate the opportunities for our business. So, five fundamentals here to ensure we have a successful sales and marketing team. Moving on, a big question we get is, Coach, how can I ensure that our teams are working productively and efficiently? How do I understand that my team is actually working productively and they're generating the results in a timely manner? Well, look, firstly, we have to be able to set clear, measurable goals. Okay. If we do not have clear, measurable goals, we do not know what we're working together towards. Now, this is both for the sales side and the marketing side. We really need to understand what is the goal. Okay, so we need to use KPIs, key performance indicators, to track progress and hold our teams accountable for their progression and the contributions. Number two, we need to promote collaboration and regular communication. Similar to the slide before, we need our teams to understand that they have to work together in order to generate results. So that includes regular communication, whether it's in the form of meetings, utilizing the same CRM system, updating each other by daily email updates. However you decide to do that, marketing needs to be talking to sales to ensure alignment across all campaigns and feedback. If the leads aren't of quality, we need to know why. If the sales teams aren't closing, marketing team needs to know why. Okay. Number three, what technology are we using and what are we automating? Once again, CRM, customer relationship management systems, really useful. How are we using them? Are we using any automation tools, any analytic tools to streamline workflows, track performance, and reduce manual tasks? This is mainly the job of a marketing team with assistance of sales. How can we reduce manual tasks to make the lead generation process simpler with a higher conversion at the back end? We need our team to focus on high value activities. What are fundamentally the high value activities? The human interaction piece. Whatever technology you may use, essentially it's going to come down to human interaction. Does the decision maker like, trust, and know the individual that's selling to them? Okay, so we need to spend time in the human interaction section. Provide ongoing training, mentioned on a previous slide, for the fundamentals of success. Our team need to be given training. If they're not working productively, if they're not working efficiently, we can't always pass the buck to our teams. As a management organization, we have to look amongst ourselves and understand, are we giving them the tools they require? Are we giving them the training they require to generate the results we want them to? And finally, encourage. We should really be encouraging a feedback culture. I think Gordon Ramsay very famously said, feedback is never personal. Okay, it's only professional. And if we can foster an environment where that's true in our businesses, where we're not personally giving anyone feedback, it's just professional, and the individuals around us can appreciate that and not get offended, it's going to create a better sales and marketing environment. We need to know what was good. we need to know what was bad. In a lot of functions, we only understand what is good, and a lot of businesses, people only explain what is bad. We need both. People need to be praised as well as aligned if something isn't going right. So this is 5 key areas where we need to ensure our teams are working productively and efficiently. Okay. Moving on. Okay. Sorry about that. We need to understand our ideal client profile across the business. Okay, how do we do this? Well, look, firstly, fundamentally, if we don't know who we are selling to, there's no point even beginning to generate leads or sell. Okay, if your solution is a one size fits all, you need to niche your outreach strategies and really understand who your ideal client's profile is. And there's 4 ways we can understand our ideal client profile and what it would lead to in reference for us. So first off, I mentioned it will help us with successful targeting and generating quality leads. If we are targeting our ICP, we're not going to fall far away from the results. Okay. It helps us promote personalized messaging and campaigns. We can personalize our messaging. We don't have to no longer be generic. We know who we're trying to sell to. We potentially know their pains. We understand their requirements. So let's personalize our outreach, people by people. And if we can relate to their pains, their challenges, they're more likely to have a conversation with us. We can use resources appropriately. Okay. So, by knowing who our best fit clients are, we can allocate our resources more efficiently. We know where to send our team. So, for example, if we know there's a show at the Excel where our decision makers are going to be, we can appropriately allocate our resources to that show on that day, knowing that our target market is going to be on the room, rather than developing a scattergun approach and sending our representatives all across the country to every show, racking up a fuel expense, ticket expense, an overnight stay expense with no results. Okay. And finally, better alignment across teams. It keeps coming back to this, doesn't it? How do we keep sales and marketing better aligned? A clear ICP ensures that everybody in the organization, cleaner, up to MD, up to CEO, knows who the ideal customer is. So when generating leads, as a minimum, we're attracting the right types of people that we want to sell to. So ICP really important. Every business should have this documented. If you don't and you require some help around it, please get in touch. Happy to help. But we need to know who we're selling to, and not just in our minds. It needs to be documented for anyone in the business to see. Okay. So how do we create a targeted outreach strategy that generates leads that essentially convert? Okay. So very, very quickly, there's a lot more to this, but there are 5 key steps to do this. Step one, which we've just discussed, we need a clear identification of our ICP. Who is our target market? Okay, what do they look like? What industry are they in? What type of person are they in? Demographics and psychographics are really important, which leads on to our next point. It will help us create our personalized messaging. Once again, if we can understand a few of the pain points that our target market face before engaging with them, we can really help them, understand that we can solve these challenges for them. For example, when people use our services, they're often time starved. Maybe, they don't understand how to generate leads, or they might be using another function who simply hasn't performed. They're typically the 3 areas where people would start talking to us. So when we're generating cold outreach, we're looking to discuss those 3 pain points with our customers, with our clients, knowing by the law of averages, some will have faced these challenges and will want to fix the problem. If you just go price orientated or offer related, you're not going to generate leads. So creating personalized messaging around the pains that our prospects could be facing. Number 3, multi-channel outreach. It's very hard to get the decision maker now on one outreach, whether it's a phone call, an email, a message, a poster, a printout, whatever it may be. So we need to create a multi-channel approach of various touch points. We cannot be burning through data with one touch point. So whether that be 5 touch points, 7 touch points, 9 touch points, sales and marketing need to work together to create a multi-channel outreach program. LinkedIn, telemarketing, email, whatever else you may want to involve in that, to grab the attention of the decision maker to make them think, actually, it's worth having a chat with these people. So utilize the multi-channel outreach. If you're just single channel, you're going to really struggle. Number 4, ensure you have social proof and case studies. Okay, once people are bought into you emotionally, the logic part of their brain kicks in. So they need to be told that you've worked with similar organizations or businesses that face similar pains and help them solve them. So once you've emotionally discovered the opportunity, we need to back that up with logic, social proof, and case studies. So before going to market for a targeted outreach strategy, make sure you have social proof in place. So if somebody says, I'm interested, but I just want to know, Coach, can you help a business in the manufacturing space? Yes, we can. Here's 3 case studies. Here's a reference. And if you want me to set up a meeting with a past client, I can do that as well. Bang. Trust goes through the roof. You're a credible organization. Now the prospect is more likely to engage with you. Step 5. This is the bit that everyone forgets, the art of the follow up. So once we've created our outreach strategy, we've generated some interest, but they may not convert into opportunities there and then. What we need to do, okay, is follow up with these individuals. Now, we can set a task every 3 months to drop them an email, or we can pick the phone up, have a conversation with them and say, look, you told me you were interested. These were your challenges. How are your timelines looking? Be in control at all times of the follow up. Don't let them tell you when they are going to come back to you. You need to set the parameters. So what I'll do, Mr. Customer, is I'll leave this in your ballpark for the next 2 weeks. And on the 7th of the next month, I'll give you a call at 2 p.m. How does that sound? Great. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll pop a diary invite over to you now. If you can accept that, that'll be brilliant. Yep, I'll get that sorted for you, Coach. Perfect. We have a slot in their busy schedule for them to talk to us. If we just leave it on catching them on the hop, how many times are you going, oh, Coach, I'm just going into a meeting? Or, Coach, can't speak right now. Coach, I'm at a family matter. If they book you in the diary, they've given you the time to talk. So make sure our follow-up process is thorough and we ensure it's done correctly and we are in control at all times. Really important. Once we begin generating our leads, we need to generate Bant qualified leads. Really important, where a lot of people don't actually do it properly. Okay. As a business, we need to have a qualification criteria so we're not wasting our time following up with or having sales calls with individuals that are never ever going to convert. And the simple band structure allows us to generate successful qualified leads. As you can see on the screen, the B stands for budget, the A stands for authority, the N stands for need, and the T stands for timescale. My suggestion is you do not book a meeting in with anyone until all 4 boxes are ticked. So you need to ascertain what budget does the client need to have to use your services. Now, you might not ask straight up, what's your budget? You might assess by how many users they have, if that's your type of business. You might assess if they've got an existing provider, what their current contract is with them. You might ask what your budget is, or do you have a budget for an activity like this? But we need to understand, does the individual or the business have the money to spend with us? Because if they don't, you're wasting your time. I speak to a lot of salespeople who are chasing dead leads. Stop. You're better off doing something else. Do not chase leads. They don't have the money. They can't afford your services. A, authority. Are we talking to the right person? This one is a big one. Don't let low-level decision makers or low-level employees that don't have any decision-making power waste your time. A lot of sales and marketing individuals think they have this amazing pipeline, but they've not even spoken to decision maker yet. They don't understand what the supplier process is. They don't understand they need to have these qualifications to become a supplier. They have never even spoke to the CFO to know if they have a budget. Make sure you're speaking to the right people in the business. The N, the most important thing, the need. Do they have a need for your product? They might have the money, you might be speaking to the right people, but if they don't have a need, they have no urgency. If they have no urgency in this modern day, they are not buying your services. This is where people get led down the garden path. They get a glimmer of hope that actually they might need us, or they assume the most dangerous word in sales, assume. If you assume somebody has a need, you're never going to generate the opportunity. We need them to tell us. And finally, timescale. Depending on your sales process, is it 2 weeks? Is it 2 months? Is it 2 years? How soon in the future does this business need to be thinking about a buying decision for you to waste your time with them? Make sure we have a qualification criteria before using an outreach strategy. All right. I've gone over quite a lot already, and we're almost there. But what if you would like a complimentary 30-minute lead generation strategy consultation meeting? If you just want to reply yes or email me, I'm more than happy to sit down with you for half an hour, look at your sales and marketing team's lead generation process at the moment, and maybe help you align them. In turn, they generate better results. So let me know. Happy to spend some time as you've very politely given me your time to watch this webinar. I'm happy to give you some time back in order to help. So let me know if that's of interest. Okay. So finally, how to align our business to consistently succeed on the sales front. Number one thing to remember, remain client centric. Always have your client at the forefront of your mind. What does my customer want? What does my customer want? What does my customer want? Okay. Never forget the customer comes first. What does the customer want? Understand their pain points, desires, focus on providing tailored solutions rather than generic ones, and exceptional customer service goes a long way. Number two, data-driven decisions. Marketing should be all over this, but sales should be too. Every decision you make needs to be data-driven, not emotionally driven. Make decisions data-driven. Are the leads generating revenue? If not, stop. Simple. Number three, sales training and enablement. This is for management. This is for leaders. You can't always blame your sales team or your marketing team. If they've not got the right training or the right, teams in place, they're never going to generate the results that they need to. Okay. So making sure that sales training is in place is really important. Execute qualification correctly. Do not waste your time, please. Qualify leads correctly. That's the most important thing about this whole last 25 minutes. Marketing, sales, wherever you work, operations. If you bring a new lead to the business, make sure it's qualified. If not, it's not a lead. And you will find a lot of people say they have leads, but they don't because they're not qualified. A non-qualified lead is no different to a van driving past you with a telephone number and an email address. So make sure leads are qualified. And finally, collaboration between two functions. I spoke about this all the way through this presentation, but you would be surprised how many organizations have some conflict between sales and marketing. And it fundamentally comes down to the individuals, typically from the sales side. If results are not being achieved, it's easy to blame the lead provider. So, as a leadership, as a board, as management, we need to look out for these traits. Those statements I mentioned at the start, they're a clear red flag of a poor salesperson. So, if we're seeing that, we need to act on it and help them understand actually marketing is your best friend. Don't betray your best friend. Without marketing, there's no warm leads and everything you do is cold. We need sales to collaborate with marketing, and we need marketing to want to provide leads to sales. If sales do not give marketing a good welcome, it's not going to work. Sales and marketing need to coexist together, collaborate together to generate good results. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Send them over to me. More than happy to answer them. My details are on this slide here. I appreciate the last sort of 20, 25 minutes of your time. I've tried to cram in a lot of information in this short period of time for you. If you have any questions, let me know. But apart from that, I hope you all have a great day. And hopefully this has provided you some insights on how to align your sales and marketing team for a successful 2025. Cheers, guys. Thank you.